friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole. Guys, we're back in the kitchen this week. It's been a hot second since we've done a little recipe tutorial, and this week I'm super excited because as you can tell by the title, we are doing 5 fun, fruity, floral spring drinks. All of these drinks are so colorful, like you can see, but they're so refreshing, so yummy, so easy to make at home, and we're gonna learn how to do them today. As always, all of these recipes are linked down in the description box below. You can find them on my website, NicoleNomad.com. So without further ado, we are going to be making a strawberry basil spritzer, a blueberry thyme lemonade, a cucumber lime fizz, an iced strawberry matcha, which looks kind of gross right now because I got too excited and I couldn't wait, and I already took a couple sips. But show the close-up, show the beauty shot of the strawberry matcha before I drank it. See? Gorgeous. And then finally, an iced blueberry latte. I am so excited to show you how to make all of these drinks, and if you are too, please give this video a big thumbs up before we get started and hit that subscribe button so that you can join the best family ever. Okay, let's go. We're gonna start off with our strawberry basil spritzer. This is one of my favorites. It's so refreshing. In a little cocktail mixer, I'll link one of these down in the description box below if you don't have one. We are going to put 3 strawberries. I'm just gonna give them a quick little cut. My strawberries are pretty small. If you have big strawberries, you might only need 2. Then we're gonna do a few basil leaves, depending on how big yours are. I'm just gonna do about 2 or 3. And then about 2 teaspoons of honey. We're gonna use this to muddle it all together. You just wanna kinda get it all mixed down. This is gonna release the juices in the strawberries and the basil and infuse them all together. You could also use a mortar and pestle for this if you have one. Now the next most important step is choose a fun glass. I'm using this giant wine glass because it's fun. I'm gonna pour our mixture straight into the bottom, add some ice cubes, and then we're gonna top with some sparkling water. We'll choose cute looking strawberry and use it as a little garnish on the side, and a little bit more basil. Okay, not only is this beautiful, but it's so refreshing, and it's perfect for like a spring picnic or a little brunch. Oh, so good. All right, our next drink is a blueberry thyme lemonade. You're gonna love this one. We need half a cup of blueberries and put them in our little cocktail mixer. 2 to 3 sprigs of thyme. I love thyme. It's so good. If you've never used it before in any of your cooking, you should, because it's delicious. A little bit of this for the flavor. Add in here. We need about a tablespoon or 2 of lemon juice. I'm gonna do half of a lemon and see how that is. We can always add more later. I'm gonna try to add this right into my little cup. You could also just do this in a bowl, which honestly probably would have been better for me on this one because I have a lot of blueberries in here. And then last but not least, about a tablespoon of honey. You could also use agave, you could also use sugar. This is really just a sweetener to give it a little bit of sweetness and cut that tart bitterness of the lemon. And we're gonna use our meddler, mix all this up, I'm gonna have to be really careful because I don't have a lot of room. But again, this is just breaking up the blueberries and mixing it with the juice and releasing the flavors from the thyme. Just want to get everything incorporated. Perfect, okay, now you're gonna put the top on, give it a little shake. Whoa, mine exploded. All right, now we need a fun glass. I'm going to pour this through the strainer. Add some ice cubes. Now, if you want to be fancy, you can add a little bit of these blueberry chunks just for some extra flavor. And then we'll top it off with a little sparkling water. And decorate with a few more sprigs of thyme. These are so gorgeous. Beautiful. Our next drink is a cucumber lime fizz. This is really similar and kind of inspired by the cucumber lime agua fresca that you can find in a lot of Mexican restaurants. If you've ever had that, it's like one of my favorite drinks. It's really easy to make. We just need 1 cucumber. I'm gonna give this just kind of a rough chop here. We're just gonna toss everything in a blender. Now I need the juice of 1 lime. You could always start with half, and then depending on how tart you like it, you could add the other half. Now, traditionally, this drink uses mint leaves, but for some reason, the grocery store didn't have mint this week. And so if that happens to you and you don't have any mint, you can always substitute for basil. I'm gonna add a few of these little leaves in here. And then finally, about a tablespoon of honey to sweeten it up. Again, you could also substitute for sugar or agave. Now, the last thing I'm gonna add before we blend this up is just a splash of cold water, about half a cup. fun glass. You're gonna wanna get some kind of fine mesh strainer or a sieve and put this right on top of your glass because we're gonna strain the juice through the glass. You wanna go really slowly so you don't overflow it. You can kind of use a spoon to push it down. I kind of have a feeling this is gonna make a mess, so I'm gonna use this bowl to strain it and then we're going to add it to the cup. Yeah, that's much better. Get all that juice out of there. See how thick that is? I'm gonna dump this back in and start over because I wanna decorate our glass. I'm just gonna throw a couple slices of lime here on the side. I'm gonna try to stick them to the side. Sometimes they stay, sometimes they don't. They're gonna kind of float around in here anyway, so we'll do our best. I'm gonna add some ice cubes. And we'll pour our drink right on top. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it was the perfect amount. Oh, this is so good as it is. You can totally just do it like that, or if you have a little extra room in your cup and you want some fizz, you can add some sparkling water or lime sparkling water to give it a little extra flavor. Kind of top it off with this. Oh yeah, that's so good. Delicious. Okay, I'm really excited for our next drink. We're gonna be making a iced strawberry matcha. I feel like this is the quintessential drink of the spring. I see it all over social media and I personally love matcha. I feel like it's a little harder to make at home. I've been practicing. So today we're gonna try to tackle the viral strawberry matcha. One thing you do need for this is vanilla syrup. I made mine last night so that it could cool down, but you can make a whole batch of this vanilla syrup and then keep it in an airtight container, and it's really good to use in your coffees or other drinks at home as well. The recipe for it is attached to this recipe for this drink. Okay, we're gonna start by making our matcha in a small little dish. We need a teaspoon of culinary matcha. I'm using the Yoko brand. I also like the Peak Life or PK Life, but you want a good quality matcha, and we're gonna get about a teaspoon, and then using a fine mesh strainer over the top of your bowl. Going to sift it into our bowl. And then to this, we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of hot water. You want it hot, but not boiling. Then we're gonna add our sweetness to this. So about a teaspoon of honey. You could also use agave. Adding it to the hot water is gonna help it melt and break down. So we're just gonna do a little bit. Now, my biggest tip for good matcha is using a bamboo whisk. I am all for using what you already have in the kitchen and not buying any more appliances if you don't need them, but this really is worth it. They're super cheap on Amazon. I'll link them down in the description box below. I don't really know why, but it makes all the difference. You need the bamboo whisk to whisk all this up. You want it to get all incorporated and almost like a little frothy, a little bubbly on the top. Perfect. Now we're gonna set this aside and let it come to room temperature, and while we do, we're gonna make our strawberry cold foam. We're gonna need like 3 to 4 strawberries. I'm gonna give them a rough chop. We're gonna toss all this in a blender. Now we need a little bit of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of our vanilla syrup, and then 2 tablespoons of milk. Okay, now we're gonna blend this up until it's a little bit thick and a good consistency for cold foam. Heavy whipping cream can get thick really fast. You don't want to blend it too much. I'm just gonna check it. You kind of want the consistency of like a milkshake or melted ice cream. Fun cup. I already have my ice in here, and we're going to pour our matcha on top. And then we're going to fill with about 3/4 cup of milk. It should kind of be close to the top, about right there. And usually at this point I would stir it all around, but it kind of looks cool with that like green and white marbly effect. So I'm gonna leave it for now because I want to take a cool picture of this. And then we are just going to top it with our strawberry cold foam. Incredible. Probably one of the most beautiful drinks I've ever made. Oh, wow. This looks like a wicked drink. So delicious. All right, our 5th and final drink is an iced blueberry latte, but first we need to make our blueberry sauce. We're gonna head over to the stovetop. For the blueberry sauce, you're gonna heat a saucepan over medium heat. Then we're gonna add 2 cups of fresh or frozen blueberries, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of water, and then the juice of half a lemon. Once it starts to get bubbly, you're gonna take an immersion blender and very carefully start blending it up. Oh, that's so good. Turn the heat off, and it's done. Okay, now that we have our blueberry syrup, the assembly is actually the easy part. So we're just gonna do about 3 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup in the bottom of our glass. Then we'll add our ice cubes. And Then you're gonna add in a little bit of whatever milk you want. I'm just using whole milk, but you could use almond, coconut, whatever kind you want. We're gonna fill it almost all the way up. We're gonna leave room for that espresso. It already looks so pretty. And then all we have left is 2 shots of espresso. And put that right on top. That's yummy. Wow, I think we may have outdone ourselves on this drink video, you guys. This, I think, is the most unique and versatile collection of drinks we've ever done in a drink video before. Comment down below and let me know which ones you're excited to try or which one you think would be your favorite. I honestly, guys, it's a toss-up. This, I could see myself drinking like poolside. This one is giving like backyard girl dinner vibes. This one's just like all around anytime good. It's so refreshing. This one, oh my gosh, y'all know I already love this one. It's so fun. Oh, this might be my new favorite way to make matcha. And then of course, you know I love my lattes. So good. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Can all of them be my favorite? You'll have to let me know which ones you try. But thank you so much for watching this week. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend and we'll see you next time. Bye.